And that's it. We are live for day 2 of the calling in Antwerp, Belgium. I'm back with my friend Ark.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm so excited to be here today to see this day 2 that is kind of looks like it's gonna be pretty interesting from what I've seen from the metagame.
The field is stacked.
And this time
there's 2 Pro Tour champions in the field still, Pablo Pinto and Michael Fang. And I mean, the first feature match is going to be very interesting. We've tried to find a matchup that we haven't seen yesterday. And so for the biggest event in Europe so far in the history of Flesh and Blood, we're going to have a great time again today. 5 rounds of CC today, and then top 8. We are going to try to switch around with the casters today. Ark will be followed by Kugane. We'll have a special guest for this next round, and then throughout the day we'll try to switch around. Maybe you'll see less of my face and more of these handsome guys' face. We'll try to have a great time talking about Flesh and Blood. Sorry chat, no Kale right now, but maybe after this round. I mean, you know me, I'm a fan of Guardian gameplay, so I definitely want to see Kale today. But for this first matchup, I think we can go to the feature table because they were getting ready from what I saw a few minutes ago.
Also, I wanted to add that, we can just talk to you that it's true that we have 2 Pro Tour champions here, that level of players, but you have, they weren't doing so good yesterday. Like Pablo wasn't doing
well, he
so
lost
well.
the first round, but then he didn't lose.
Of course, but like, you see, what I want to say is like, it felt like yesterday and the day, during the day, pro players did have a rough time, and we are seeing new players rising. Of course, very known players as well, very known name like Boye that we have seen actually commented together his game.
Yeah, absolutely,
And but for some more known names, it hasn't been like the perfect day. Of course, that can happen. It's normal in competitive games that you won't always be going. It's 0. But I think it's still interesting to see that there are also players that are actually putting up to them. Like, it's not just the champions are the good player. I want to recognize all the other great players that we have here. And I think that the level of play is pretty high, and it's gonna be seen today throughout the stream. Here we see finally Uzuri coming into play. That's playing against the arch enemy of the season, Lexi. And we see here that Uzuri have 2 different daggers. So we have the Spider's Bite, which is the traditional assassin weapon, plus the...
I think that's the Nerve Scalpel. Look at that!
Nerve Scalper. When he just pitched yellow... Isn't it?
Yeah, I think the camera is a little too bright. I think someone will probably go fix it as soon as possible. We'll try to make sure that it's easier on the eye.
Yeah, but that should be an easy fix. Maybe just going down a bit with the
Absolutely,
And then we see the first turn went pretty relaxed.
Yeah, just using one card to pitch for the Spider's Bite and nothing else. But so that's the Nerve Scalpel.
Nerve Scalpel.
Oh, starting with the wow, very aggressive on Arboye's side. Okay, starting with the Art of War, what can he put together? Rain Razors too, nice. Nice first. And the 3 of a kind. Wow, he got the nuts on the first round.
For the beginning, 3 of a kind. After Rain
and
Razors.
There's another 3 of a kind for the following turn, but what can he put together now? Does he have enough resources to put to there's a second one, but now he needs to put together a strong arrow turn if he wants to profit from these 3 of a kind into the Art of War, into Rain Razors, into 3 of a kind. And I think I see only 2 arrows, and only one is a 0 cost one. So maybe he won't be able. Oh no, that's the Falcon Wing.
Falcon Wing.
Yeah,
that's coming for 4. Natural go again. So
5 and
7 because of the Rain Razor. So it's coming for 3 plus 1 from the
the Art of War, 2 from the Rain Razors,
and so 1 from the arrow. So Voltaire gives plus 1, so it goes to 4, plus 1 from the Art of War goes to 5, plus 2 from the Rain Razors, coming for 7. Go again, still 3 cards in hand for Harvoye, which has a very big start into Uzuri. That's actually taking the 7, then preparing, bracing yourself for this drill shot
second
for
one, yeah.
8. That's actually not only 8 damage, but it has actually, I would count them as 9 damage, because if he gets hit, that -1 counter on an armor piece, it's literally like taking 1 life off the Sebastian.
And that's very interesting, this Falcon Wing, because when you see a big turn with the 3 of a kind, the Falcon Wing, no one wants to block it, because there's probably an unhit effect on the next arrow, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna take 7, I know I have to take 7, but then the second one is even harder to block.
Yeah, definitely.
Attacking for 8 with a relevant unhit effect in this matchup, so he has to use the crown now.
I think he's getting the crown, yeah.
So he's gonna be able to block it out, blocking for,
Blocking for 8, but actually blocking for
with
9.
a shakedown,
right?
and isolate. Two very important cards that go very well together,
Yeah.
but he blocks with them.
He had a good hand, probably that's why he decided to take the 7, but
At some point you have to stop leaking damage,
You cannot allow yourself to take that
Yeah.
much damage with a relevant on it on top of that. So,
I love how Hervoye is looking at all the cards on his
what
opponent's
he's
side,
doing.
because you don't really know exactly what it's a rare matchup. You don't play a lot versus Uzuri, so you need to look. He looked at the flick knives at the beginning of the game, the very important
assassin piece.
assassin equipment piece.
Okay, now let's see if Uzuri can get back at.
That's
Lexi.
the thing. With Uzuri, you only usually need 2 cards to do something, and to
You
force
need
your
3
opponent
cards,
to.
right?
I mean, you need
pitch,
one.
you
No,
need
but
one on the
usually
chain.
you can just play isolate for 0 and then use the other ability
Of course,
to replace the card,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
and then make sure that it hits. So this one is a wither, attacking only for 1, but we know that something else is gonna happen probably.
One thing that I love about Uzuri is that you can just bluff. So you
Yeah.
can have 2 blue cards in hand and attacking for 1 stealth. And then the other one is forced to block as if a 6 attack is coming or something, because you never know. Maybe, you could get a command and conquer there and then really punch a big
And that's a
hole.
shakedown.
Ooh, a
So the
second
effect on shakedown, So shakedown, if it's used on a combat chain that has had on a chain link that has had an attack reaction, so obviously it works with the attack reaction from the hero power. You when it hits, you choose red, yellow, or blue, and your opponent reveals their hand, and you banish a card of the chosen color. So it's not as devastating sometimes as a well-placed command and conquer, especially with New Horizon. But in this situation, it can.
It's still
You can
crippling the hand of
you can take
opponent.
one of these hit seekers. Perfect.
So you are getting damage in, and you are getting card advantage because you anyway get a card. It's like a command and conquer, but less strong. I mean, of course, nothing is as command and conquer, but it's still getting one card of your hand of opponent that didn't block. It's a big thing. It's like discard a card, but better than that. Now, there is another big
And
turn
there you
coming.
go. Yeah,
And
the second 3 of a kind of the game.
But I think that Sebastian is pretty happy that 3 of a kind came in a turn where he actually got 1 card off the hand of his opponent. Not super relevant, because I think that with 5 cards in hand, you will still be able to put a lot of damage in. I don't know if I think you got a bolt and shot. That probably means that we'll see 3 attacks. If that hits, or forcing a block from Sebastian's side. I don't know how many silvers the assassin is doing, so I don't know how relevant the flick knives are here for the block, because you can get it back.
No, not the flick knives.
No?
No, not this.
Not the flick knife?
No.
I thought all assassin.
No, not this one. No, because it's also a ninja weapon, a ninja equipment.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
That's just throwing the daggers, right?
So yeah. So
Can
the
we see
breakpoint
if
on
we
this
can-
bolt and shot can be devastating sometimes, because it lets your opponent reload for free. But there, the Fate 14 was perfect to block that one, and then the other
Ooh, a
block and shot
second
for
bolt
4.
and
Yeah.
shot.
And
can
how
you-
many defense reactions though does Sebastian have?
I don't think, but I don't know if he has a second block for 4 in his hand. So you can see that this block, it's pretty complex, because it either gives up 2 cards or get another extra shot. So that bolt and shot, if it hits, it's gonna allow for another arrow card be put into the arsenal, which is actually, I think he's taking it. I think he took 4 damage, and it's gonna allow to reload. Lexi's gonna reload and coming for a hit seeker for another 5 damage with, I would say, another relevant on hit.
Oh yeah, it is very relevant. Yeah. I mean, only the 5 damage would be good enough. You know, it's a good arrow to have just for the fact that it attacks for 5, blocks for 3. But yeah, the unhit effect in this situation, very very good.
Also, do you think that was a good? I mean, you know that.
Oh yeah, so
I think that you have a lot of cards with on-hit effects from the arrow. So wouldn't you prefer to block that second attack and completely shut off the turn, because after that it cannot either
use the bracers.
Yeah, either you get the bracers, or if you let that hit, you have to anyways block the second one for the on-hit. So.
But in this situation, the thing is, you know that he's gonna be able to put probably a card in his. I mean, he's gonna be able to put a card from his. Oh no, he had. Oh yeah, at the beginning of the end phase, so he'll be able to put a card in the arsenal.
And also, wow,
that's an infecting shot. Nice hit. But also, yeah, you know, it's only damage at this point, you know.
Yeah. And also, since one of the big turns for Lexi is that Three of a Kind, and you know that you already seen the second one, I wouldn't feel so bad after using my whole hand to block that crazy turn and not take the damage in that turn, and then just get the advantage back later on. I think that's a pretty. I mean, that's how I would feel safe playing. But of course, I never played Uzuri, so I'm not so sure. Actually, going back to the flick knives, can you explain why that card is so relevant?
So flick knives, yeah, it's an attack reaction, and you can use it on a dagger that you control. It destroys the dagger, and it forces that. I mean, the dagger hits instantly, and so the thing is, you can use it before your opponent as a reaction when your opponent declares that he's gonna react with a card, and you can make sure that the defense reaction will defend for 1 less. With the nerf scalpel, for example, or you can use it with Spider's Bite just to do 1 damage. So you basically, when your opponent is at 1, you can just make sure that he's gonna die instantly.
Yeah, they cannot go at 1. Yeah. And look at that Command and Conquer being blocked by Command and Conquer. A lot of money on the table, but nothing like yesterday when we saw double.
The 3 Command and Conquers from your friend Matteo.
And the 2 at the same time on the board used to block. The most expensive block ever, probably. And yeah, that was pretty painful for Hervoya that lost the Arsenal. So he lost 3 cards in the product. He had 2 cards in Arsenal, right? So.
And I know that when we look at the health totals, Sebastian is a little bit lower, but considering he's been hit by Three of a Kind and Art of War turn, and after that another Three of a Kind turn, I think he's doing okay so far. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that the game is still open, but it can still go both ways. We can see here now a Remorseless from Lexi's side. That's not so menacing to Uzuri because the assassin likes to play 1 card. So I think that's basically, even if it hits, it's just 1 extra damage that Sebastian is gonna take, and I think he is not too worried about the on-hit effect. And it's not like a ninja that can become very painful. But at the same time, I think he still needs to block because he can block very efficiently.
6 is a lot of damage anyway.
You cannot take 6, and then if you the problem here is if you keep your hand and you want to use more card, if you if you want to play more than 1 action card in your turn, then it doesn't pay off. Of course, if you want to use the daggers, then Remorseless doesn't trigger, so you could still safely take the on it and then use the extra card to do a bit of a bigger turn, also because the daggers can be very insidious because they make your block worse, and it's really hard to defend against those because they also have piercing. You don't want to give a card into 1 attack, and that's I really like the fact that Assassin, it's a very sneaky deck, and it's very hard to play against, as it should be if you're facing an Assassin. No?
Exactly,
you have to see through their tricks.
if it's easy to foil the assassin's plans, he's not really a good assassin, right? But there you go. On this attack, I think Hervoyer had kind of an off turn, and Sebastian managed to use only one card from his hand. So we'll probably see an attack from these. Oh,
I mean,
so the strike. So he'll be able to put together a wider turn than what we expect from an Uzuri. Attacking for 5 go again with the strike, probably. Yeah, there you go.
Do we want to use that token as go again, or shall they use?
I mean, this one is fine, but I should have asked them not to put the counters on the card, because sometimes we can't see the art and no. But that's okay. For E-Strike, we don't need much. We don't need to see much of the card to remember what it does. You know.
We know that's
we see the Codex of Frailty on Hervoyer's side.
And maybe it's reflecting whether there is another Command and Conquer coming after that.
So I think he decided to take the 5.
Yeah, looks like
I mean, you know, in this situation, you can't really block the vanilla damage, you know? Oh, this is Leave No Witnesses, very interesting card.
Leave No Witnesses, it's a very important piece of an attack for the
I love the art, I love the name, I love everything about this card. I love the fact that the assassin on the card killed everyone, and she left no witnesses.
It's like a second Command and Conquer, no?
Yeah, it's a small Command and Conquer, you know?
It's a small command, but still a breakpoint, right?
Yeah, it has a breakpoint, it attacks for 0,
and
so that's perfect.
Forces blocked.
Yeah.
Forces
and
blocked.
In some instances, lets you get some silver to buy back your equipment.
Yeah.
Not in this game because, as we said earlier, there's no way to buy back any of these equipment pieces. But
so you're getting at least one card from your opponent. You either get the arsenal or getting. Oh yeah, that's what happened. Getting the arsenal top card of the deck, and that was a Command and Conquer. Pretty
that's nice.
Painful because it also triggered the contract. So the assassin had a contract to banish red cards, and when that happens, he's gonna create silver. So it's getting the second silver token here, which I don't think they are super relevant in this game because it's not playing any equipment where you can sack the silver to get your equipment back. And here we see the third 3 of a kind.
Oh, there you go.
Hervoyer, which I think he's now happy to have banished that Command and Conquer from his end. So actually that might have ended up helping him. But still, he lost his arsenal. He's not super happy about that. I'm sure that you know, it's pretty tricky matchup for Lexi because Assassin.
Anytime you lose resources, it's annoying when you're playing as Lexi.
Especially if someone is messing with your arsenal.
Don't touch my arsenal.
There we go, an endless arrow. Which
so this is not good. So he gave go again, and we see the Rain Razors, but he won't be able to use it because of 3 of a kind's effect. So what can he do now? We see oh no, that's a Winter's Bite. How many arrows does he have? So far, his 3 of a kind turns have been a bit underwhelming. If you
comparing what we saw
to what we usually see from Lexi, absolutely, yeah. And thanks for the follow, Seth66. I think yesterday I didn't thank the people that follow us enough, so thanks a lot for following,
all
guys.
The chat. Thanks everyone that was with us yesterday, and it really means a lot for us to be here with you all, guys, and be able to share these moments of great Flesh and Blood games all together. Of course, make sure that if you didn't yet to subscribe to the Iopedia, because they are doing a great job for the community. I cannot explain how well they organized this stream. It was an amazing work they did, and I think they deserve at least a subscribe. Both
at least one,
both on Twitch and YouTube. So and follow them on Twitter as well. Make sure you support our favorite content creators.
And by the way, you should follow Ark on YouTube too, because he's putting out a lot of great content. And he's been an important part of the Flesh and Blood content creator community for a long time now. He's like a veteran, like an old guy. No, I'm kidding, but yeah. You probably should get the links to his YouTube channel soon in the bot. Stream Elements will probably send it to you soon. But yeah, definitely go sub to his channel on YouTube.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Today is gonna be 5 rounds.
5 rounds of CC and then a top 8.
And
so lots of action left.
And we see a double block. into
Yeah.
that bolt and shot, which is kind of a forced double block because you do
In a
need
way,
to
yeah.
stop. You need to stop that from hitting. You cannot allow another arrow to get into the arsenal because that's effectively stopping the turn of the ranger, the big turn of Three of a Kind, because he had already two bow activation. Is going to. I think he activated the quiver hoping to get an arrow. And then we see
got the
that
bullseye
he
bracers.
had to use the bulleyes to make sure he can shoot.
That was the only
another.
way to attack again. Yeah.
But he also had to give to give 3 resources to use the quiver, right? It was a pretty.
But there was nothing else to do
underwhelming
with
turn
these.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah. Not going for so great for Lexi. I think that she's kind of breaking a bit, and that's what I was saying yesterday, that it can still create, like Lexi can still run into this situation where the deck doesn't really work, and then when you get on your good turns, on the turns that are supposed to be amazing turns, you don't get so much value out of them, then it can become difficult to actually take the game. But I think that this is still a pretty open game. I mean, Uzuri is down to 14. Hervoye is a very good player. I don't think that this is still a decided game. I think both players are doing very well. We'll look at that common. Maybe it's a rare from outsiders. It's a card I love. It's gonna come.
It's looking for scrap,
Looking
right?
for scrap.
Yeah,
That's
looking for
coming
scrap.
for
Yeah.
5. Go again because he
The
banished
artwork
card.
on that card, guys.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's-
I mean, if this guy is a hero, I want to see him sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I think that's Dr. Mortimer. That's
We've seen him on the flavor text of some
Yeah.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah. But, we saw.
Oh, look at the
because
backstab coming in. So that's
there is,
another stealth attack that can be replaced by a card from Sebastian Hand.
And now her voice is asking himself, okay, what's coming? Well, that's one, but actually, what am I gonna get in my face from Uzuri's special power? And
The effect on backstab isn't really relevant because there's probably no defense reaction in Hervoye's deck, even in his sideboard. But yeah, in this situation, it's always the self-attack and the hero power that can be very
look
annoying.
at the flick knives.
Flick knives, flicking the nerve scalpel. Yeah, there you go, 1 damage.
A nerve scalpel that also has a relevant trigger effect that's actually being activated from the flick knives.
Oh, and getting go again. So probably,
So-
probably nothing to replace this backstab with.
So next time they defend with a reaction, those cards will get -1.
Oh, and the
we
Codex,
see a
nice.
Codex from
But-
Uzuri's side.
But
With
he's probably gonna be like just a stuff attack for 0. So yeah. Oh no, there's leave no witnesses because he played one actually. Yeah, perfect.
And he wanted to make
So
sure that
perfect setup, yeah.
if he adds a reaction, he cannot use it.
Yeah.
And
But I mean,
showed
yeah,
Shooting
that-
4 going for the
There's
arsenal
no
again.
defense reaction in Hervoye's deck usually,
And that
as we said. So, but
you know-
he didn't want to flick the Spider's Bite because then you have no Spider's Bite until the end of the game,
Yeah.
and that's that's really bad. So
Yeah. And I don't think he needed to get the damage through, but I don't know if he was thinking about a possible reaction, but I think he wanted to make sure that card hits.
That he
or
hits, yeah,
he
for
gets
sure.
2 cards from
Absolutely,
Hervoye, because
yeah.
in this point it's where life is low enough that
Mm-hmm.
you really have to make use of all of your cards and make sure that your opponent, because just let's assume that your opponent has a reaction. This will make his next turn much better because he keeps 2 cards in hand, and that means that Sebastian, which is low on life, could be put in a very bad position for tempo. And I think this was actually a good play. Of course, frailty helps, and here we go. I think Hervoye is deciding to commit 2 cards.
yeah, I
He
mean
wants
you
to
don't
save
want
the
to lose your
arsenal.
arsenal again.
Yeah,
I don't remember what he put in his arsenal, but yeah, he had
I don't remember.
a tough turn last turn, and he hasn't been able to put together the turns he wants to do, and the turns that make Lexi such a force to be reckoned with in the meta game. I mean, we've seen a lot of people complain about Lexi since yesterday, especially in chat, Hedzet, you haven't complained about Lexi today, but yeah. When you see Uzuri and when you see this particular game, you understand why Uzuri has such a strong presence and can be relevant in this meta game. She has actually a good game versus Lexi. She can do so many annoying things to Lexi and force her into difficult blocks,
Like
as
here.
we see there. Yeah. So the question is, do you want to lose an important piece of equipment and one card from your hand, or just the card from your arsenal? And
Yeah.
I think, Arvoye decided to lose the card from his arsenal. Oh yeah, we saw
the
it.
Endless Sorrow,
We should
of
have remembered this one.
Yeah. It's still morning for everyone. We need the second coffee of the day.
Yeah, the first coffee is not enough usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. You too?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I'm awake after the second one.
Also, it has been 3 hours since I drank the first coffee, so it's already fading away. Ooh, Art of War turn.
So that could be a strong turn, yeah. But the frailty is gonna do a lot.
No, because it's...
I mean, everything is coming from the arsenal when you're playing a ranger, so that's one less attack to... So the impact of Art of War is reduced, you know?
I mean, of course, but I think that's actually good for Hedzet that he could play Art of War. It's not optimal.
Yeah.
But the fact that he could play it to contrast the frailty.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see it like that. Yeah, absolutely. I guess you're the optimistic one.
Of course, you can say, shit, my Art of War turn got messed up, but actually, it's like, I have Art of Wars. I don't care about the frailty.
It is decent. Yeah, right. Okay.
And it's still packing a punch. 5 go again with a very important on-hit effect.
And at 14, you want to block for the on-hit effect and for the damage it does.
Yeah. I think Uzuri has to block here. But again, I'm not an Uzuri player, so...
Maybe it's the time. Do you think you'd block with the tunic at this point? If you have an a defense reaction in your hand, like a Fate Foreseen, you block with the Fate Foreseen and with the tunic?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Sing Below rather, I think.
Because
Sing Below is
the
probably
fact
better
is
in this
that even though Lex has a frailty, she can still present lethal if that card hits. Because 3 attacks from Lexi at 14 life can really be lethal, and then you're forced to block. So I think that you really want to block here to make sure that she cannot do a second attack. Of course, you don't know if she can.
Well, she'll definitely be able to do a second attack, unless she only has...
Well, I meant third
attack. But she needs 3-0 cost arrows to be able to do that.
2. She has 2 cards, so she would need... does she... Yeah,
she
has
the tunic,
right?
She
has the tunic, so she could have 2 costs, possibly. Of course, we don't know, and it doesn't have to be, but she could have 2 cost 0 arrows in her hand, and that would mean that she really needs to, Sebastian really needs to block to make sure that Hedzet doesn't have the chance to present lethal, and then, another attack is fine, but dealing with another 2, it could be very hard for Sebastian. And I think that Uzuri is a codex.
Oh, that was the codex then.
Maybe a command. Yeah.
Oh, CNC, nice.
CNC because it's still coming for last. It's coming for 5, right? Because of Art of War, it's coming for 6.
Yeah.
And
no defense reaction. So if he kept a defense reaction for another attack, he might be a bit disappointed there. What do you think about this single nourishing emptiness? It just blocked, but yeah, it's interesting.
I think at this point it's good that you block with it, but I think that if you get it turn 1, it's worth having. It's still 6, so you can still use it as a 6 vanilla damage. Yeah. But if you get it before as the first attack, you can really give you an edge. So I like the choice. And as you see, the game is still pretty open. You have, I think that Hedzet is really putting pressure now on Uzuri, and Uzuri, I think here we'll have to just take the damage and lose Arsenal also, because with a frailty, you're not really incentivized
to keep the card from the Arsenal.
Unless it's a super important card.
Well, unless it's a stealth attack and you don't care because you're gonna replace it anyway,
Yeah, true. But not an easy.
But if you do, if you want to keep it, you have to lose the 2 cards you have left in your hand, and you won't be able to do much with it anyway. So that's it. So there you go. Sebastian chose to take the damage.
You cannot allow yourself to let Lexi play with 4 cards.
Down to 7, sorry.
Yeah. Down to 7, and he lost.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So he clicked a little too long on the live pad, and
Yeah.
there you go. So probably has.
8 to 11 is looking good for
Yeah.
Uzuri, I would say.
But if he kept his hand, he probably has one stealth attack and one strong two
Yeah,
cost attack in hand.
I suppose. 0 cost and yeah.
Oh.
No, leave no witnesses.
Or leave
for
no
4.
witnesses, maybe with a shred or something that could be devastating.
Oh, shred in this case would really be harsh on Hervoye. But this is a great game. Both players undefeated, right?
I think Sebastian is at 7-1.
7-1. Only one undefeated player?
I think they're both at 7-1 actually.
They're both at 7-1. Okay. Where are the undefeated players?
Table 1 and 2, I guess.
I think this is a very nice matchup to show anyways for Uzuri. And we hear in the background that the battle hardened is starting. Just as a heads up to the people following us from home, we have also a battle hardened in sealed. That's gonna be very interesting to at least observe. We're not gonna stream that, but we're gonna report on what's happening, and tell you at the end how the top 8 looks like and what.
Yeah, we'll have an idea of the metagame soon.
And I think it's interesting to see how this big event in sealed will be played. I think it's important information for all people that play competitively to know what happens when there is a battle hardened in sealed, because it's not such a common thing to run through, and I think that you want to know. I will want to know. Ooh, block with the codex. Look at that.
But he's taking 2 damage and
blocking
losing
the
the arsenal then.
Yeah, it's weird block.
And a card from the top. A seeing shot. Yeah.
It's a weird block.
Okay. Well, he probably needed all the other cards to do some damage and to be able to come back stronger. But yeah, it seemed a bit weird indeed.
Yeah.
So he should be at 9, right?
Yeah.
I think the health hasn't been updated.
And that's a inertia shot? Sedating shot?
Sedation shot.
Sedation shot. And coming for 5, go again. Or was that a blue leave no witness?
No, it's a majestic, so it only exists in red.
Oh. My
Is it
bad.
a sedation shot? No, is
Not
that?
a set.
So it's a withering.
No,
Withering
it's not
shot,
sedation.
maybe.
It's withering shot. It's withering shot. It's
There you
withering.
go.
Sorry guys, there is a bit of a glare, and we are not very good
Yeah, but
at,
I mean
at seeing
that's
colors.
that's what happens when the sun is playing tricks on us. It's
Yeah.
moving all the time.
The sun is against us. We are shadow heroes. The sun doesn't like us. Double block.
Okay, with backstab and wither, I think, or infect. Other,
Oh,
yeah.
he had 2 codex, that's why.
Oh yeah. So he probably will come back with an infecting shot now. Or remorseless. He could go with remorseless or infecting shot. Yeah, it's
almost lethal, no?
Yeah, it will be 5+2. So
Almost.
that's probably the most dangerous arrow right now. Or remorseless is good too. Yeah.
Why would you choose remorseless?
Because if there's a defense reaction in this arsenal, it doesn't do anything.
True, but
And the on-hit
less
effect at this
damage.
point in the game, it's relevant,
But this is 6 damage total. The other one is 7. But avoidable. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah, he could have gone. Oh no, I think he was looking for a CNC, but there was none in the graveyard, because he could have gone for the CNC with the Spring Tunic resource. I don't know, but maybe he felt that remorseless was the better plan there. Sebastian really thinking about his blocks now.
I mean, it's not an easy situation to be in,
Absolutely,
right? You're very
yeah.
short on life. You have to make sure to be able to close the game.
He only has 2 cards there left in hand, so if he double blocks it, he has probably...
Loses.
I mean, he
needs
probably
to
has
play
nothing. Yeah,
something
from his
out
arsenal,
of
he,
turn.
even if he has another Leave No Witnesses in the arsenal, it's gonna come only for free, so
Yeah.
it's no break point and not as interesting.
He needs Lexi to break. Yeah, Uzuri, he is in a tough spot, definitely.
Yeah, all these codexes of frailty coming back and making sure that Hervoyer stays in the game, even though he's, as we said, he's 3 of a kind turns. Even with the Art of War, that they've been a bit underwhelming compared to what we see from Lexi usually. But yeah, he took the damage.
Going down to
Interesting.
2.
Yeah,
I mean 3 plus
3.
Yeah, but he's gonna lose one life.
Yeah, he's
next
gonna
turn,
lose
so
at least one.
It's effectively going down to 2. Hoping to be able to put some pressure and close the game.
Look at all this silver on Sebastian's side.
Yeah.
He's a rich guy. Okay, the death touch.
Death touch.
So taking 1 damage, only attacking for 5 actually. Yeah.
But
But the unhit effect can be very... Oh, he's taking it. So what do you choose in this situation? Like the frailty token, probably?
I think it's great. You need to say to
Yeah.
get damage off the chart. I mean, you have to choose it because you cannot allow it. You're getting 2 or 3 less damage presented. I think you need to do that. As much as a blood draw could be tempting, you do need to play defensively here.
Oh, I think Hervoyer hasn't blocked yet. He's still thinking about it because, yeah, I saw him reach for his pads and I was like, yeah, maybe he attacked, but it was just, he was noting Sebastian's health dropping by 1. So he's still thinking about it, okay. It is a tough spot to be in. You know that you're so close to killing your opponent, but then
Yeah.
if you don't block and you don't kill him, you're in a
It's
bad
scary.
spot. You know? Yeah,
it's
it is scary.
Yeah, because it's an asa, and you have. It still has a dagger. It still has flick knives, right?
Yeah. Definitely scary.
What happens if you flick knives with the spider's bite after he blocks?
Well, the blocks are already on the chain, so they already block.
So they
Yeah.
don't get minus.
No.
That would be devastating.
Oh yeah,
Imagine.
that would be way too good, man.
Yeah. That's an interesting question, I guess, for people that are not used to play assassins. Important to know. And I'm sure that if you don't, I mean, you kind of need to make sure with your opponent before you actually say how to play. Also, will we be able to show how the players are doing later in the stream?
Yeah.
Because I think that people for whom would like to see what's the score players. Chat is saying that they don't see Lexi losing without breaking, but
Chat,
Rangers
you know,
sometimes
chat
they
is
break.
always right, so maybe yeah.
Sometimes
Only
they do
blocking for 2. Wow.
break. I'm trying to close the game in the next turn, I guess.
So probably, yeah, as we said earlier, Sebastian will probably choose the frailty token, I guess.
We'll see.
Yeah, giving back the frailty
Take it
token
back,
to
take
his
it back.
opponent. Yeah. It is yours now. Yeah, he didn't have an attack reaction. Sometimes these Uzuri decks that play the frailty or the blood rot reactions, and that would have
Oh,
made
it's a blue arrow.
a blue searing shot. But the withering shot is red.
Coming for 4, go again.
Yeah.
I think this is where you give the tunic.
Yeah, unless you have a defense reaction.
She doesn't.
No. So maybe it'll go down to 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he...
I think that's double block.
Oh!
Ooh, it's a trap.
It's a frailty trap.
It's a frailty trap.
So that's another
Double
-1
frailty.
counter on these arrows. Nice.
I don't understand the block. Then you just block with the frailty, and that's gonna block for 3.
I mean, he doesn't want to take any damage, so he
Yeah,
felt
but
that
still block for
this
3.
withering shot would be coming in for 0 with the. But there's another red arrow. Now it's a,
You know
it's
what
a
I mean?
hit seeker, so
I-
you probably need to block with the equipment, as you see.
What I meant is that if you block with the frailty trap, you're blocking 3, and that attack is getting -1. So that means that. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe he
but-
was playing around
A rain razors or something.
rain razor
yeah.
or the press. But I think that if you play around reaction in this spot where you are at 2 and he's a 6, you lose the game. So I think he would just try to block 3 and
But I think
optimize the
he
block.
can afford to, if he has a stealth attack in his arsenal and a strong attack in his hand, he can definitely wait it out. You see no resource left on on Hervoyer's side, so he knew that there was probably gonna be no attack after this one. So there you go. Let's see what he has in his arsenal.
And we see
If
that
that's a-
Hervoyer drew a Heart of War.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's that's gonna be
Coming
just
for a Spider Spite.
Spider Spite. And what if it could be another Death Touch from the arsenal, and that
Yeah.
would be a very, very strong turn on a one card
After
one
a
card
Spider
attack.
Spite
Yeah,
hit, I think that Hervoyer needs to block the Spider Spite.
needs at least consider it. Yeah.
Because
And I
because
think
he already has an Art of War in
Yeah.
hand, and that means that his hand will be very bad at blocking.
Yeah, he's taking it. So that's wow.
Taking 1.
Is it oh, that's the codex. So it's gonna be coming with a Death Touch probably, or maybe with the Leave No Witnesses. I think there's another one. He played one, replayed one with the first codex.
I think you would just go.
The Death Touch is the most threatening, right?
I think.
Oh, CNC also.
Or
But
CNC.
oh, he has the resource from the tunic actually.
Yeah, he has the resistance from the tunic, but
Okay.
he gets a ponder, gets a frailty.
Gives a frailty, lots of frailty in this game.
Because he wants to make sure that the opponent can't defend with reaction, but I think he wants to get the arsenal.
So this CNC is going to be, as you said, very hard to block because of the Art of War.
Yeah.
You can use the Art of War to banish
Buff
2
the
cards
CNC.
and to buff the... But that's
not how you want to use the Art of
That's
War.
probably a losing play.
Yeah. And that's lethal, so forces a block with 2 blocking. I guess the cards in Hervoyer hands are blocking
For 2 for now,
probably.
yeah?
Because
Yeah,
of
yeah, he's looking at the Spider's Bite, making sure that...
Bite,
Yeah.
it's so sneaky.
This is devastating for Hervoyer. And I love the back and forth in these last few turns. All these codexes against codexes.
Wow, that's a tough spot to be in. Yeah, we can see Uzuri really holding her ground.
Okay.
He's- He took a card back and discarded the Heart of War because of the Codex. So now he has 3 cards in hand and has to block the command and counter. 3 cards, triple block. Tempo back to Uzuri.
Wow.
Tempo back to Uzuri, look at this.
Definitely.
Look at that. People
Look at that.
block.
Using
Wow.
three.
That's what happens
three
when you
strong
don't
arrows also.
respect the
Yeah.
spider's bite. People think, it's just 1 damage, but actually,
It is way more than that, yeah.
It's way more than that, and it's very hard to block because it has piercing, right? So it's so complicated to deal with. You cannot just use the equipment. You have to commit 1 card to that. And now Lexi is gonna.
Okay,
keep
so
going.
yeah, he'll be able
To
to
an
attack
arrow.
once. Yeah, and this one has Gogan actually.
So sitting for 1. Go again.
Because of the surge, it has Gogan, right?
It has go again because he activated Lexi, flipping the surge, and then there is another 4 incoming. So it's still.
Still a decent turn,
think that's where you
considering he had to give out his whole hand.
Yeah, I think in this case you want to commit 1 card to the block from Sebastian's side, and the tunic here. So you block 1 with the tunic, and then you commit 1 card, get 1 damage, go down to 1, and make sure you can close the game.
Or maybe he has
Or you
another of these
or
defense
you
reactions.
use 2 cards from hand.
Yeah.
But I think you need to give the tunic here and try to close the game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no way the game is gonna last 3 turns, you know?
Yeah. No. I think it's. I think it's.
When you have Voya at this point, you need to block with your Horizon and Tunic too, so we can assume that he's at more than 5.
He has the frailty,
But
so
yeah.
it's of course it's
But
not
it's still
gonna go down
tricky
to
to
1.
defend, you know? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He cannot.
Perfect.
Yeah. And now he can use the dagger again because he has enough cards to start forcing Hervoya to deal with that, lose cards to take the spider's bite under control, and then eventually Hervoya will have to commit equipments.
And these guys, this chat, it's the best part of Flesh and Blood. When the best players can show what they've got and how to win or maybe come back from this hole that Hervoya is in. So let's see what he can put together. So Sebastian is on the offensive now.
Thinking
He just
very
needs,
well.
yeah, like a sneaky attack with the hero power from Uzuri would be devastating. But does he have the right one? Does he have a death touch, for example?
I think that at this point, what you can attack with the spider's bite, which will need a block, and then with whatever itself, which will need a block because if
Yeah.
then you get a reaction for
You're
6,
right.
you're
Maybe he
dead.
doesn't need to use it as a sneaky attack. Just force him to block it out until you have a big reaction. Oh, so
Getting 1
the
card.
codex, yeah,
He's getting 1 card off the hand his opponent.
yeah, absolutely. So 1 less card to block with.
Wow, these codexes.
Well, she doesn't suck at doing damage when she's playing Isolate, right?
So now Lexi will get 1 card back from Arsenal. Ooh, a command and conquer, taking full advantage of the codex. But he will need to give another. Oh, he discarded a command.
Oh, there's the Isolate. So, yeah, as we said, Isolate can help push some damage or
Dominated,
force some...
right?
yeah, it is, yeah.
Which means this is.
I mean, you have to give you have to give
to
1
give a
card
card.
anyway, because if you don't, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're
Wow.
usually dead.
Yeah. But I don't understand then why he decided to play the codex before, just for the frailty token.
Yeah, I guess for the frailty token and for the fact that it forces
But-
Hervoye in a bad spot because he only has 3 cards to block with now.
But if the card is dominated, it doesn't care about the 3 cards in hand, right? It does not have go again.
Yeah, but the card your opponent puts in the arsenal, it has one less attack.
True,
So,
true.
but in this case, it's gonna be a command and conquer, so it's still gonna be hard to block.
Yeah.
So there you go, blocking with a drill shot.
Let's see if Uzuri does.
What does he
great
have?
game.
Is that a death touch?
Oof.
There you go.
It's a death touch. Coming
So that's for
6.
3, and then probably the blood rot. So
Yeah.
to not die, he would need Hervoye would need to keep a blue. But does he have a blue? Yeah,
Blood rot kill.
and frailty.
Is that
Nice.
a blood rot kill? Wow.
So he needs a blue.
And the equipment
if
now
he
is
wants,
completely useless. I think if he has a blue, he needs to pass.
Yeah, because he
Which-
won't be able to attack with the CNC and keep a blue. Can he? Oh,
Yeah.
he has the blue.
Oh, no, he's going for it. Not what? What?
So he actually has go again with this one.
Yeah, I think he just lost. He didn't realize he needs to pay 3.
Oh yeah, I think he seems disappointed. So
Yeah.
Oh!
Shaking hands. He
Wow.
didn't realize he would lose.
he forgot about the blood rod pucks. I think.
so. Yeah.
Wow.
He forgot also about the frailty there. I think he misplayed.
Well, there you have it, guys. Yeah, it's a lot of
Dang.
pressure to play in front of chat, of the best player in the world, chat, Twitch chat. Wow.
Wow, that
I
was
am-
a crazy game. Uzuri doing.
I mean, I
assassin
thought we had
stuff.
at least 1 or 2 turns left, you know, in this game, just to see how Voyer was gonna try to come back from it. Wow.
Yeah.
And that was impressive on Sebastian's side with Uzuri.
Yeah, great
you
play,
see what the
great play.
deck can do in the hands of a great player. It's really impressive what it can do with the
true.
codex and the recursive attack actions. All these death touches and the sneaky command and conquer devastating stuff.
And how well he uses the codex of frailty to make sure that he gets the cards out of his hand in different ways. Now for -1 for the frailty token, for getting cards off to make sure that he actually can put the opponent in a very tough spot. And then actually, when you have so many things going on, you can actually make your opponent misstep as an assassin would do in just the right way so that you can get the
Yeah.
game. That was amazingly played from Uzuri's side. It was an amazing game to start the day.
Yeah,
I'm
great
so happy
start of
that
the day,
started
yeah.
like that. It was great. It was such
I
an
mean, that's-
intense game just at the very beginning, guys. It's 9 a.m.
I feel like we say that all the time. That
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the games are great, so maybe the game is great. What do you think? Maybe the game itself is
Maybe
great.
the
Maybe
game
Flesh and
itself
Blood
is great.
is actually a great game.
Yes, actually, I'm so happy to be here for this event. It's amazing, and I'm seeing such a great level of play. I feel like I want to go play. Like,
I want to
next
go
time-
play now,
next
but
time I'm gonna
we are
be
not allowed to play,
playing
man.
the calling. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah,
I
you're
know.
playing this afternoon.
Today
yeah.
I'm playing the
you,
UPL.
You'll leave us for a few
Less
hours to go
competitive.
play and show that you've still got it, that that
That's-
you're not washed.
But yeah, it was. I think this was really a master play from Sebastian's side. I think that everyone from home really learned a lot from watching this game, both
Yeah.
play with Assassin and against Assassin. I think that everyone can actually be very happy to
Absolutely, yeah.
to have been witnessing this, and I think that I might have re-evaluated the Assassin after this game.
I mean,
This-
I want to play Uzuri now, but that's the thing with Flesh and Blood. Every time you see an impressive display of the skill of a very good player, you want to play the you want to try it out for yourself, you know.